Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Star Ocean. Last time we managed to finish up all that we needed to at the battle arena, and we activated we obtained the final emblem, the fourth one that we needed from the Astral Kingdom. One note about that, I was actually thinking about that because I had mentioned the option of me potentially going back to all the villages and doing private actions if there's something interesting to be gained by that. Well, as soon as you activate the fourth one, you get this error sound as soon as you try and do a private action, at least in the first two towns, Clado and Hot. I haven't tested all of them, but I'm assuming that none of them work now until we go back to Vaughn and activate the next part of the main quest. That being said, well, that was awkward. Timing couldn't have been more perfect, but as I was about to take a breath and say whatever the hell I was going to say, someone just kind of walked by, and at the same time I noticed it out of the peripheral vision. I just kind of glanced over, eyes meet, and you just kind of see this look of, what the hell are you doing? And so we both had a little laugh there. Anyway, what was I doing? I was going to show you that, I have gained quite a few levels since last time. Actually, it really wasn't all that much in terms of time. I gained 3 levels with Tinnick and Marvel, but really that was with whatever it was, training on. So yeah, they gained some additional levels that way. Millie gained a crap load of levels. I think she got, what, 12 levels in? Thing is, I was fighting enemies that, well, were from the upcoming dungeon that I'm about to go into. But, for the way I approached it is I figured, you know what, I'm going to get Radix killed so that, one, I'm not controlling him and I can control another character easier. I don't have to worry about him sitting there getting his ass kicked. And 2, he's not going to gain levels while the others are. So I wanted to do that. I will demonstrate my method of leveling up, just in case you guys were wondering. But before that, something I forgot to do last time. When you recruit Tinnick, always, 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 always check his talents. Now, I got extremely lucky, and I completely forgot to do it until I started training here. And yeah, then I realized, oh, did I check? I check in here real quick. I got originality! Yes! That's the only important one. Everything else is fine. Sixth Sense is nice to have, especially if you have it on at least one character. I don't think it's required on a character that you're going to use, but they obviously have to gain at least some level so you can make use of it. And I'll go into why it's useful and what we'll use it for eventually. Sense of Taste, I believe he always has for some reason or another, but yeah. Anyway, with that being said, you know, if you're going to do it, you'll just have to reset and go through that one round with where Radix ends up fighting him. Now, if you're in, say, like he shows up in rank D, Tinnick does, as the boss, if you haven't beaten rank D yet. If you have beaten rank D, say you're on rank C or B or A, well, whichever one you're on, he'll appear as the first one, or as the boss of that round, the first time you use Radix to fight. I don't think he'll challenge anyone else from what I've heard, so I've never actually tried it. Radix has always been the one who beats all the ballerina levels first because he's just so good at it. Anyway, with that being said, I wanted to go over how I was training here. Now, I told you before that music did have quite a bit of use, and I've been using trumpet to get around so I don't have to run into weak battles. Harmonica I rarely, if ever, use because it only works until you run into the first battle and then it stops working, so kind of useless. I never use the guitar, the trombone, or the sax. I just find them useless. I might as well just heal up with items or go to an inn or something like that. The violin, of course, I've already gone over how that works. The clarinet summons monsters. Specific monsters, if I can talk. Clarinet number 2 summons super boss. Clarinet number 1 summons black slimes. Now, I've been controlling Tinnick for this, and I've basically been holding him back to block for Millie. And then having, you know, Marvel run wild. Now, if you look up at Radix there, he's actually petrified and dead. So I even if Millie learns Revive, which she does at some point, she won't be able to revive him until she learns her Dispel ability, which she doesn't have yet either. And as you can see, over 1,000 experience for this fight. It'll be more depending on how often they spawn. And I can sit here without having to worry about reviving him. I can even heal, because whenever you heal at, say, this spring or an inn, if someone is both petrified and dead, nothing happens. Now, this is annoying in a lot of ways, but right now it's actually kind of effective because I don't have to worry about it. Now, Millie's probably decent enough leveled now so that she'll survive for the most part when I go into the next dungeon here. So I definitely wanted to make sure I could get her that way. I didn't spend too much time level grinding. I spent a lot of time dicking around doing other things, which is why the timer is forward more than the time I actually spent grinding. So anyway, with that being said, now that I'm going to head into that dungeon, I might as well get Radix back on his feet there. Go here. Now that he's unpetrified. There we go. Back to full. So, let's, back. I'm going the wrong way. And pointless fights against weak enemies. I'm too lazy to use music. I'm not going that far. 62 experience. Woohoo! Okay, so the dungeon we're going to do today is the Abandoned Mine here. Now, if you recall, when I came here earlier and got really lucky and got the item earlier, yeah, see, these are the black slimes that only appear in here normally. The reason why I got them outside is just specifically using that, the clarinet #1. Did I get poisoned? I did not. Okay. So I already picked up those, and now this area, it's not really all that confusing. It's actually pretty easy to manage and get through here. But the enemies, as you can see, are quite powerful. Now, you can do this at a much earlier level than I am. I'm far higher leveled than I needed to be while I was here. Down below is nothing. Up here is apparently nothing. But, yes, we're finally going to make use of the pickaxe again. And this time, there is no obvious spot. But as you can hear, yeah, there are hidden items in here that aren't even obvious. So definitely got to be prepared for that. Of course, these guys here can petrify you, the ones who obviously look like they can. And the magician here is annoying, so let's get rid of him right now. His spells are somewhat powerful. Having Millie to level up here is a pretty good idea because, oh yes, I got Hail Orb. I'm going to lose all track of what I'm saying here because I finally got some more useful techs. Now, I got Flare Orb and I put that on, but I also got Hail Orb. Now, it's basically the same thing, same amount of damage as Flare Orb, but it's Aqua Elemental, and for whatever reason my sound cut out. Or Aqua or Water Elemental, and almost no one is, or Ice Elemental, I'm not sure. Almost no one will absorb ice. There are a few enemies here, but going forward, pretty much nobody. So I'm going to put Hail Orb on, and I guess now's as good a time as any. I might as well go over a little bit of a, I'd call it a cheat, and it probably is, but normally if you take your short range attack, you can only put Raven Orb on for her right now. Oops. And her Flare Orb and Hail Orb can only be used from a distance. However, if you go to the second round, the second page, you can put anything on there. So say I put Hail Orb there and I leave this empty. I exit out, go back in, and it got pushed back. Now, the reason why this happens, from my knowledge, is so that there's not like a gap. So say you have 3 pages, you put something in the first one, something in the third one, and nothing in the second one, it'll jump the one in the third back to the second page. But you can use this to use certain text from both a short and long range when they would be useful in both of them. There are multiple texts that are useful this way. Now that I've actually talked about it, I can start using it as well. Twin Slash is another one that I like to do this with, because normally you can't use Twin Slash on long range. And what this allows you to do, oops, is, say, use Twin Slash. So this one has to be empty, just so you know. Yeah, there we go. What this allows you to do is go right into the battle at the start, hit, A button, and then hit R1, even if you're a long distance away, and you'll run up to the enemy and start using Twin Slash, when usually that's what you want to do. You don't have to start off with a normal attack to get close and then start doing that. Anyway, so I'm going to set those two up like that. We'll go over how useful that will be momentarily. Did I learn anything with you? Lowers hit rate, not using that, not using that, not using that. Cure All is going to be really helpful in here. We also learned Protection, which increases defense. The AI tends to never use any of her debuffs or buffs, so you'll have to use them yourself if you plan on using them. I don't spend a lot of time using them myself. I just haven't bothered. Usually I forget or I'm lazy and I don't care, so... Anyway, with that being said, we've got that, so I'm just going to run outside real quick and hopefully that will make the music start again. There we go. And battle right away, of course. Now, let's switch to Marvel here. Okay. Yeah, it's hard to tell with... with hitting the Star Guard and getting hit with a lot of damage, but her recoil time on Aqua Orb and Flare Orb and those types of attacks are incredibly fast. She can spam them out really, really fast and basically stun lock an enemy in place. Nothing else down there, we already got those two. Here we can pick up an Aqua Berry, which I just used, and run into another battle with... For whatever reason, they have an enemy from outside, and they also have enemies from the other continent, the astral continent, and then they have the black slimes from in here in the same battle. It's kind of weird. Alright, we want to head up here first, and up here, there we go, we find Orichalcum. Nice. Rune Metal was the last one. Down here we have some stairs. I fell down some stairs. And we can go down there. That'll lead to the deeper part of the dungeon, but I'm not going to do that quite yet because there are some other things to do. We get a question mark guard there, though. I'm going to go over here first and pick up basically just treasure. There's nothing else really over here. Now I can't remember. I know there's a few ores in the walls around here. I just can't remember where exactly they all are. I'm pretty sure there's one on this side as well. Here we get a Dwarven Guard, which I won't be using, and the audio is just glitching out. Here? No? There we go. There's one here. Rune Metal. Hopefully the battle will initiate soon so that weird sound effect goes away. And there's an example if you watched Radix at the start of that battle there about being able to use your Twin Slash right from the get-go without having to use a normal attack. Now, are you going to use Antidote there, little girl? No, you're just going to keep casting. I'm turning that off, by the way. Perfect timing. She learned Cure Light, which is a stronger healing spell, so that I no longer have to have heal on because it's useless anyway. She uses Dispel more often than she does Antidote, but we don't have that yet. So she's got Cure All, she's got Cure Light. She'll eventually get a better all healing. Can I get rid of that? It says she's still poisoned. We'll get a better all-healing spell eventually, but not yet. Let's go down here, pick up the Dwarven Sword. Now, normally this would be a great addition, and one of the reasons why I've done this early a lot, because you can do this early before you even get the Walloon Sword. Oh, I forgot, I should probably give him gear again. I unequipped his gear so that he would die. Yeah, that'd probably be effective. Let's do that there. That's better. But, and there's the second all-important Cinderella Vial, unless you did Ashley's quest, when, oh, what was it? During the events at Astral Castle and fought the Dark Widow and got her drop of a Cinderella Vial, or her reward someone gives you, I think. So, yeah, let's see, is there one more around here? I have a feeling there is. I'm gonna check real quick, and I'll be right back. Nope, there is not, so let's head back. Now, like I was talking about a couple of times already, coming here early is entirely possible. It is difficult, and one of the biggest reasons I do that is because, you know, I want that Dwarven Sword because it does quite a bit of damage. However, it is not particularly useful in here. In this area, it is not all that useful because a few of the enemies around here, you know, actually I'd say about half of them absorb Earth Elemental, and that is what the element the sword has. So I'm not going to use it while in here, but I'm definitely going to equip it when I get out of here. Let's see, what else did I need to go over? I needed to check my skills. Go in here. So let's put some more points into effort here. That's all we need for now for you. There we are. And Millie, what do we got for Millie here? Huh, she leveled up her training there, so I'm just going to reset that. No. There we go. And with that being said, I might as well use... Where is it? Where's my blackberries? They're there. Give you a couple of blackberries because you're running low on MP. Let's see here. Do I have something to keep your MP going? I do not. Where? There's a mental ring. So let's give that to Marvel. I don't know why I didn't have that on. There we go. That'll keep her MP a little bit higher, since Tinnick tends to not use his techs nearly as much. His techs, excuse me again, aren't particularly all that great. Ah, Hailstorm. I forgot I learned this. Yeah, I learned this while I was off-screen. Hailstorm is actually quite useful. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into Tinnick's techs here, go down to the bottom, and put one into link combo and one into close quarters. The other ones I'll do later. Specifically, I want to do that so that he gets a second page, and I can use double Hailstorm. Now, I'm also going to put it on here because Hurricane Staff's not all that great. There we go. Hailstorm is quite effective, and again, like with Aqua Orb, or Hail Orb, or whatever it is, it's Ice Elemental, which is, you know, decent. Let's see, put Hurricane Staff there. Whirlwind Staff there. I don't care for either of those, so just put one on. Now, I learned something else last time. I think it was in the Battle Arena for Fear. She learned Galaxy God Breath, which is one of, if not her best attack. She also learned Aqua Spread, which is her other best attack. Oddly enough, her techs that she gets from leveling up her, or, you know, getting special techs, unlocking special skills and all that, aren't all that good compared to how good her normal attack is and some of her basic techs. So let's throw Aqua Spread there. Now, these cost quite a bit of MP, so I'm not going to put them, you know, put doubles of them on because she'll just run out of MP right away, but I'm not using her right now anyway. I want to level these new characters up quite a bit before I go back to my older party. But that's going to do it for this episode of Let's Play Star Ocean. Next time, we will continue through the rest of the Abandoned Cave. There are only 2 levels to this dungeon, so we're halfway done already. And by the time we're done, we should have picked up enough stuff to really up our gear a little bit more. Like I was saying before, it is a lot better if you do this run early. I think the lowest level I was able to do this at was about 26 to 28. You spend a lot of time running from the battles in here, but you get to pick up the gear, and once you pick up the gear, you can start handling some of them. The black slimes are particularly easy to handle. They also can petrify you, so that's why and how I got Radix petrified and dead in the start of the video there. So that's one thing to note. The other guys that look like every other enemy that can petrify you, they can petrify you too. And you can get poisoned by the mandragora, little plant ball things that I fought before. I think there's another couple of new enemies in here we haven't met up with yet, but we'll find those when I see you guys next time.